was the dead of night, and my eyes strained to see in the darkened chapel. I was called here by the local priest, an old man named Father Raphael, who spoke in hushed tones about an ancient evil. As he guided me to the heart of the church, I felt a cold chill run down my spine. This was no ordinary exorcism. We were facing something darker, something twisted of force with the malevolent power of a witch. As Father Raphael began to explain, his voice trembled. He recounted how years ago, the townspeople had accused a young woman of witchcraft. She was dragged into the woods, where they performed a brutal ceremony to banish her spirit. But her soul, full of rage and unholy power, clung to the world. She cursed this place, he whispered. Anyone who tries to cleanse it faces her wrath. My heart pounded as he finished his tale, wondering if I could truly face such an ancient evil. The ritual began at midnight. As I chanted, an unsettling wind filled the chapel, chilling us to the bone. Suddenly, a figure appeared, a woman with hollow, haunting eyes, her mouth twisted in a silent scream. Father Raphael gripped his rosary, whispering prayers under his breath. But the witch wasn't deterred. She moved toward us, her eyes locked on me with hatred so intense it burned. I felt a weight pressing down, my own strength waning against her dark power. As the witch grew stronger, Father Raphael began the exorcism ritual, his voice shaking but steady. Latin words filled the air, colliding with the witch's screams. Candles flickered violently, casting ominous shadows across the chapel. I held a crucifix, hoping its power would protect me. But she was no ordinary spirit. Her hatred filled the room, turning the very air around us thick with menace. I could feel her trying to pull me into the darkness with her. The witch's power intensified, and with a flick of her wrist, Father Raphael was thrown back, slamming against the altar. His face was pale, a streak of blood at his temple. I was alone now, with her eyes fixed on me, daring me to resist. She whispered in a voice that chilled, "My soul, you think your faith will protect you." My mind raced, fear gripping me, but I forced myself to stand firm, clutching the crucifix tighter. Summoning all my courage, I chanted louder, drowning out her taunts. I held the crucifix high, its light seeming to waver before growing brighter. She screamed, her body twisting in agony. Father Raphael stirred, and with the last of his strength, he joined me. Together, we poured our faith into each word. The air crackled, and the witch's form began to waver, our screams becoming weaker until, at last, they faded into silence. The battle was over, and peace settled upon the chapel. As dawn broke, Father Raphael and I sat in silence, the weight of what we had faced lingering heavily. The chapel was finally free of her dark presence, but I knew her story would haunt me forever. I'd been wrong, condemned to an eternity of pain and rage. And though we had cast her spirit out, the memory of her face, those hollow eyes full of hatred, remained burned in my mind. The witch was gone, but the evil we faced that night would forever be part of me.